Southwest Florida doesn't have the same real estate reputation as Beverly Hills, of course, but our area has no shortage of ultra luxury home sales. Not only that, some of them actually sell. So to check out the lifestyles of the rich and famous, Swing News real estate expert Denny Grimes is here with us from the Denny Grimes and Company. This is always interesting. I mean, most of us can't afford them, but we love to see these really expensive, large, extravagant homes.
Yeah, we can drive down the Naples and, you know, it's like watching HGTV and seeing all the mansions. And
yes.
So what's interesting is that our market, the ultra luxury market, and in this case I'm defining it as $10 million and more.
Okay.
We're selling on average, our market is absorbing one $10 million plus home a month and has been for the last 2 years. So the ultra luxury market is steady.
I'm impressed by that number. That's once a month for 2 years. That's a lot of homes in a very expensive price range.
It really is. And what's interesting, there's so many real estate agents that are all chasing, looking for that home run, and not, as you know, 12 homes a year is not a lot based on the thousands of agents. But yes. What I wanted to do is show the audience what has been selling so far this year, the top 3 home sellers, basically in the ultra luxury market. This one right here is an amazing property, Port Royal. It's an 1.5 acres right on the beach, 7 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, and has 150 feet of beach frontage. Fantastic piece of property. Now the interesting story behind this is it was listed for $20 million, it sold for $20 million in 1 day.
That is amazing. Is it the beach? Is it the house in that particular instance? What makes that house worth that much?
Well, there's always more to the story when you see something like that. Probably the deal was struck before it actually was put on in the MLS, and so in order to record the sale, they put it in and penned it the same day. But it can, lightning strikes can happen. It doesn't happen very often because most homes in this price range are taking 2 and 3 years to sell.
That sounds more like it. All right, show us home number 2.
Home number 2 is
no
just down the street. That's the neighbor. It's right on the beach, 125 feet right on the beach, 7 bedrooms, 9 baths. And it sold actually for $17.2 million. It was listed for $17.9, but it took 1,300 days to sell.
1,300 days.
Yeah. Now maybe they didn't like the tax bill on that $160,000 a year tax bill, but a beautiful home in that same area, Port Royal, and that's where the big mamas are selling in there.
Yeah. Okay. What's the third one? It's probably not very far behind.
No, Lee County has got one on the map.
All right.
And this is one of my favorites. It's a little Bokeelia Island, 104 acres, and it didn't have a little price tag. It started out at $24 million, and it sold for what does it say? Let's say
14.5.
Yeah, $14.5 million. And it's, you know, you can subdivide this, or you can keep it as your own fantasy island. Now again, I kind of like the privacy and I like getting out in my tractor and weed eaters and stuff like that. So this was a fantastic property in Lee County that sold for $14.5 million.
It's got the whole island here. I remember talking about this sale.
The whole island. And we actually have, and maybe sometime in the next quarter we'll talk about a new price range because we've got one that's pending at $29 million. And we have one at $49 million for sale and 2 over $50 million for sales.
Do we really?
So it's amazing where the market's going in that ultra luxury area.
Wow. Who knew? We're there.
In our little area.
Yeah. All right, Denny. Thanks for coming in. Showing us those. We do this morning's right back. Stay with us.